And good evening. It's Saturday Night Lights football here on a Saturday night. We have welcome to Great Valley Stadium, where the Great Valley Patriots are taking on the Downingtown West Whippets. This is Carl Rumman, and I am here with Pete Foster. Pete, tell us something about what the very talented Downingtown West Whippets are doing this year.
Well, Downingtown West, part of the National Division and Chesmont Football Conference, are led by head coach Mike Milano, and they have an undefeated record, averaging 41 points a game coming into this week. Downingtown East, Coatesville, and Downingtown West are all undefeated and great close rivals. Over tough past years, a regular in district playoffs and Chesmont national races, the Downingtown West Whippets have a motto for 2018, which is "Hungry Dogs Run Faster." They look to turn around from a 5-5 record in 2017 with a more experienced team led by junior quarterback Will Howard, who has a pile of collegiate offers, including Yale, Rutgers, and Morgan State. D-West defense is led by Max Hale on the defensive line, who is an excellent defensive rusher, and defensive back Alex Rosano, who has over 3 INTs in his early season, gaining 2 picks in Week 3. Other offensive weapons for West are dual-threat wide receiver Dan Byrne, a leading receiver, great special team returner, and also the kicker. So after touchdowns, he's the one lining up for the extra point. And also running back Tariq Lewis, who leads the team in rushing yards and touchdowns. Together, this team looks to go deep into district playoffs in 2018. They have kept opponents under 150 yards besides Week 1, where they gave up 500. Last year in 2017, they hosted Great Valley with a 52-7 win. They have a sound defense besides Week 1, giving over 500 yards, and early in this season have 3 shutout performances. Their sound defense is controlling the line of scrimmage, and they look to win more of their conference games. They like to throw the ball deep and run the ball, and their goal is to qualify for the district playoffs in 2018. How about Great Valley in this early season, Carl?
Well, Great Valley's got off to a good start, but then they've lost their last 3 games. They're 1-3. Last year they finished 6-5, but 5-1 in the league. They're already 0-1 this year. At the helm is head coach Dan Ellis, and their offense is led by senior quarterback Jake Prevost, who threw for more than 1,400 yards and 15 touchdowns last season. The Patriots run a spread offense using wide receivers Josh Burgess and Brendan O'Donnell, and their top running back is Amani Christopher, along with senior Mark Montague. They're led also by their all-Chesmont American Conference honoree, senior Josh Burgess, who seems to be a star on both offense and defense. He was their leading tackler last year. This year, Great Valley's off to a slow start. They did win their first game against Phoenixville 28-15, led by Jake Prevost and Josh Burgess, and they lost games 2 to Chester 20-14, even though Amani Christopher had 146 yards on 19 carries. Problem with Great Valley this year has been fumbling. They fumbled 5 times in that game, losing once. In Game 3, they lost to Academy Park 39-22. Again, turnovers were a big factor in their loss. And last week, here at Great Valley, they succumbed to Unionville 31-14. The Indians held Great Valley to just 81 yards rushing and sacked Jake Prevost 4 times. Again, a fumbled punt snap cost the Patriots again in that game. So Pete, Great Valley's got their work cut out for them tonight against a strong Downingtown West team. So what do you think how this game's going to play out tonight?
I think what we've seen over the last 2 weeks with Downingtown West, in Week 3 they had 410 total yards on offense and only gave up 83 yards given up on defense. In Week 4, it seemed like their starters were done playing by the first half as they beat Henderson 47-0 on Henderson's home field. Dan Burns, the leading wide receiver, caught 4 of Will Howard's 5 touchdown passes all in the first half. So I really see Downingtown West defense coming out here, controlling the line of scrimmage, controlling the time of possession, and really holding Great Valley under maybe 150 yards again. So they look for 4 consecutive weeks where their defense has played really sound and has cut the work out for their offense. Where do you see Great Valley with their weaknesses or their strengths in this game?
Well, I definitely think they have to be able to run the football, and like you said, the Downingtown West wants to control the ball. I think that it's Great Valley that's going to have to try to control the ball with their running game. They need to use the passing game effectively, using Josh Burgess, who's had a pretty good season so far. But I believe that they're going to have to really play a really good game to try to stay in it in the first half, because what we've been seeing is these really good teams are blowing the also-rans out of the water in the first half. So let's see if they can stay in the game. Maybe their defense can step it up and hold Downingtown West to under 20 points in the first half, and maybe keep it in a close game.
Right. We look to see a close game this week, as week 3 has brought us back to a Saturday Night Lights football games, as in week 3 there were 5 games that were suspended due to rain and lightning. So here we're back on another Saturday night, and we look to see an eventful game. Some players to look out for in Downingtown West are number 6, Alex Rosano, a defensive back who is pretty well and sound on the defensive side. Number 15, Tariq Lewis, who was their leading running back, who leads the team in rushing touchdowns and rushing yards. They're athletic and smart, so you can call him a dual athlete. Number 18, Will Howard, who looks to lead Downingtown West in week 5. And also on the defensive side, number 2, Max Hill, and number 4, Ryan Wetzel, who led tackles in 2017. Who are some key players that we can look out for on Great Valley tonight?
Well, again, it's Josh Burgess seems to be stepping up on both ends of the ball. Again, they're going to need great quarterback play by Jake Prevost. So I believe they'll be the keys, along with the running game with Monty Christopher. Let's go for a quick message to Sunoco Pipeline.
When we build a pipeline, safety is our top priority. Our highly skilled engineers, environmental scientists, wildlife biologists, and geologists design our pipelines to follow the safest routes with the smallest environmental footprint possible. We use state-of-the-art technology and testing protocols, so we know our pipelines will operate safely for decades. America relies on energy. We get it to you safely. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
Okay, so they're at the toss now, as both teams have 4 players out on each side. And we'll see who won the toss here. Pete, kind of important.
Yeah, I always look to kick the ball at the beginning of the game. So even if you're up or down in the second half, which some coaches, majority of coaches say can be the most important drive of the game, is to get that first touchdown in the second half. So I would always elect to kick the ball.
It seems to be the trend in the NFL also, Pete. Great Valley has won the toss and is elected to receive. So a very important first series for them, as they'll need to get off to a good start here, trying to hold Downingtown West, try to keep them without the ball.
Yes.
And now we're going to have our national anthem, Pete.
We honor America with the playing the national anthem by the Great Valley Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your hats at this time.
Football here, a nice cool night, great night for football, as it's around 60 degrees with a small wind. Should not affect anything, and this is a perfect weather for football, Pete.
Yes, it is. Just want to give a shout out to Chesmont Football, 3CTV Live, as we will look to change the name to Chester County Athletics. You guys can look out for some winter sports that are coming in the near future. So everybody, prepare yourself for maybe a little bit of basketball, a little bit of wrestling. We're trying to get just a feel for all sports, not just Chesmont football. So just look out.
All right. So Downingtown West getting ready to kick off. It'll be number 11, Dan Burns, kicking off. Dan, of course, does about everything on the team.
Yes, their dual wide receiver, who I mentioned, is the kick returner, the wide receiver, and if he goes in for 6, he has to line back up to kick the extra point. And Coach Dan Ellis for the Great Valley Patriots believes that maximizing the team's talent will give a great chance this season, and especially tonight against a tough task versus Downingtown West.
All right, they kick off down to the 25-yard line. And it's nice tackling there by D. West. Number 30, Marcus Gaynor on the tackle. And they'll get the ball around the 29. Make it the 30, let's see where they mark, 30-yard line, Pete. It'll be 1st and 10 for Great Valley, as Jake Prevost will get behind the spinner. Again, you know, they have a spread offense. It'll be out of the shotgun. No backs in the backfield. Jake gets ready to throw, and it's complete for a first down.
That was a great catch by number 7, Cullen McDaniel.
So Cullen McDaniel makes a nice catch, and it's a first down for number 7, freshman wide receiver.
And that's how you want to start out the game. Get your first completion, get the jitters cut down, move the sticks, and keep going well on this drive. Let's see if they can get into the end zone on their first drive.
Okay, back in the shotgun again. He's got it back in the backfield. 34 in motion.
That was stuff for a minimal gain.
And that was their lead running back, Pete Amani Christopher, as he gets a short gain.
And Amani Christopher has had a well season to begin. He and Mark Montague, number 28, seem to complement each other as both running backs, but Amani Christopher has seemed to taken over more this season.
All right, they're calling it no gain, 2nd and 10. Prevost to Burgess, and it's a nice gain out to the 50-yard line. Little wide receiver short pass on the outside, and it's an effective play as they gain 7 yards and makes it a manageable 3rd and 3.
Yes, in the preseason highlights, they kind of highlighted Brendan O'Donnell as their lead wide receiver, but Josh Burgess has really emerged as their leading or top wide receiver in this early season.
Back to pass, Jake under rusher. Oh, it's incomplete as it goes through the hands of Josh Burgess. And I believe they would have had a first down there, Pete.
Yeah, that was a very catchable ball. I think Josh just took his eyes off the ball and was looking to run downfield before he completed the catch. So they'll line up for, looks to say, a punt here on 4th down.
Yeah, it's a punt, unfortunately, and you know you have to execute when you had it. I mean, the passing game got off to a good start, but the drop ball is going to hurt them. They're going to have to punt.
And against a team sound as D West, you just want to make sure that you're converting everything that you can.
Josh Burgess with the punt, and it's down at the 15-yard line, and it is Dan Burns, and a good tackle there. And they'll have the ball at the 21-yard line of Downingtown West. They'll start off with not great field position, as Great Valley at least made them, move the ball down so they don't have great field position, which is important. Makes them drive the length of the field, which is what they want them to do.
Right. And Downingtown West is led by their super smart and super athletic quarterback, Will Howard, who looks to come out here and continue his streak of wins for this season. Let's see if he can get the team in the end zone to complete this 5-0 record.
It's a fake, and he's going to throw it, and he's got number 9 wide open, Jackson Lundberg, and a big gain. All the way out to the 47-yard line. Pete, great execution on the play and wide open, and they're going to go with the hurry-up offense, Pete.
Yeah, that's just how you want to start the game out. Maybe a lot of attention is on Dan Burns because of his excellent receiving skills, but Jackson has really emerged this season as well as their number 2 wide receiver.
In the shotgun, 2 running backs, and the give is 15, and they fix it and hands it to Dan Burns. And great defensive play as it does not fool the Great Valley Patriots.
Yeah, that play seemed to be snuffed out before it even started. I'm surprised that Tariq had enough time to hand it off.
Just about had enough time to hand it off. Again, hurry-up offense. A loss of 2 on the play. Will Howard back, and he's going to do a short screen to Dan Burns, and it's a nice gain, and he's going to the 43-yard line. Nice play. Again, some pretty good tackling here early by Great Valley, which is going to be very important in this game. As you know, Dan Burns and Tariq Lewis break tackles like crazy, so that was a big play.
Right, and we see both teams running these bubble screens early in the first quarter. Maybe that is to say we need to get our speed out into the open field, and maybe that's the game plan for both teams to try to get a W tonight.
3rd and 6. Howard in the shotgun. And he's going to pass it to Lundberg, and he goes down. The play is ineffective, and it's going to be 4th down. And let's see what Downingtown West is going to do here.
Yeah, that was actually a loss of yardage on that play. Even when we're watching the NFL, I really dislike to see the screen pass thrown on 3rd down. I like to see, the ball at least thrown beyond the first down to try to get the first down at least, but they're going for it on 4th here.
A little bit of a surprise here, Pete, as they're going to let Great Valley get great field position if they can't get it in. But again, extreme confidence in their offense. Howard back. He's got plenty of time. He throws. It's caught by Lundberg, and he's down at the 30-yard line.
And that's Jackson Lundberg's 2nd catch for good yardage in this first drive.
Lundberg has really been coming on in the last few weeks, Mike and Pete, and it's been really another weapon for them. And there's the give, 15. It's Tariq Lewis, and he's got good yardage outside as he goes down to the 24-yard line.
And that's what they want to keep doing when they run with Tariq. Pick up, 5, 6 yards each play, each run. That will get them, just keep crunching and crunching downfield. That's something that Coach Walsh for the 49ers like to do with Joe Montana and Jerry Rice, and just keep crunching it downfield.
2nd and 4. Howard. Tariq Lewis. He's going to go, and he's looking. He's going to go for Tariq Lewis. He's open, and he's down inside the 10-yard line. As Tariq kind of snuck out of the backfield there, Pete, it was kind of all alone, and Howard was looking around for him, and he was still wide open, and he hit him for a good gain. Yeah,
Great Valley needs to get a better rush, a better press on the quarterback. He seems like he has all day back there in the pocket where he can just scan the field.
And the handoff is to Dan Burns, and he is down. A fumble. The ball is fumbled, and it might be a touchdown. Let's see.
That was an extremely massive hit.
Yeah, it was a good hit. And the ball goes to Great Valley. What a big break early in the game as Dan Burns is hit. Didn't get the number who hit him, Pete, but that he jarred it loose.
Yeah, that was a great hit, and to stop momentum for Downingtown West, who were about to march into the end zone. Let's see if that momentum can switch sides to Great Valley, and they can march down the field and put some points up on the scoreboard.
And the other break, Pete, is the ball's going to come out to the 20, and instead of being down at the 1 foot line or 1 yard line. So big break early in the game for Great Valley. Is a great hit, and that's one thing they have been doing well, not pressure, but tackling well so far.
That's what you love to see in the high school. Good tackling, sound tackling.
Jake Prevost back. He's going to throw. Nice pass. It's caught. And it's caught by number 10, Brendan O'Donnell. so far their passing game's been pretty crisp, Pete.
Yes, it has been. Brendan O'Donnell for the catch there to move the sticks. Let's see if they can work their running game in so they can have more of a balanced offense.
It's a gain of 10, Pete, exactly, and a first down. You need to get the running game going, as they do have some passing, but Downingtown West will be able to shut that down if they can't get some running going. And the give is to Amani Christopher. And he's trying to go outside, but great pursuit, and he's not going to get anywhere. It's a loss. It's a big loss.
Yeah, the runs are going backwards to start out this game.
Their offensive line is a factor, and whether they can hold Downingtown West its penetration. The passing game has worked so far because it's been quick passes, and Prevost has been delivering the ball nicely. But they are quick, and he's getting rid of the ball, in a timely fashion.
Yes, and as we see, Prevost has great height as a quarterback, staying over the line of scrimmage and completing most of his passes to start out this first quarter.
All right, 2nd and 15. Prevost is back. He's going to throw, and there's a penalty flag.
It's probably a false start.
Let's see what it is. It is offsides on Downingtown West. A little break for Great Valley. So they'll get 5 yards of that back. Make it a 2nd and 10.
And that's what both teams look to manage tonight, not shooting themselves in the foot with silly turnovers and silly penalties. Seems like the first penalty for Downingtown West. Hopefully we don't see a bunch from either side tonight.
And Prevost, and he's going to hand the ball off to Burgess, and he gets a nice gain. It's going to be a little bit short, unfortunately, of the first down.
And that was a great cut. I think if he would have cut just a little bit more to the outside, he had a lot of daylight where he could have picked up more yardage past the first down sticks.
So it's 3rd and 1. Nice play there, and they're using Prevost. And Burgess, and Burgess is really turning into a star for them, Pete.
Yes. I think that they'll probably look for Burgess and call his number on this 3rd down, probably get him to run across the middle, maybe a little pick play. It doesn't seem like their running game is working, so I know they want to get the first down on this 3rd down. Let's see what play that they run.
Christopher in motion. Oh, flag. This could negate that 3rd and 1.
And that's a killer if it's on the offense, which it is.
It is. It's going to make it 3rd and 6. So that 3rd and 1 is going to change the play call here, obviously.
And that's something that Dan Ellis just really, kept egging at, that penalties are hurting his team, even though they have lost 7 starters from the 2017 season who are key starters, especially Xander Utek on the defensive line, who now plays at Williams College. They still just need to do better with these penalties.
All right, Prevost in the shotgun. Back to pass, big rush. Nice catch, and right near the first down marker is Brendan O'Donnell.
That was a great catch. A little Jarvis Landry or Odell Beckham with a one-handed catch. We're seeing a lot of receivers with better hands.
And they're giving them the first down. So that was an excellent. Again, their short passing game tonight has been excellent, and their wide receivers have been very sure-handed, and Prevost has delivered the ball on time with a great pass rush coming from West. So far, that's been a very positive first quarter for Great Valley.
Yeah, I think they figured out an early game plan which can move the ball down the field. Maybe their run game isn't really working, but the pass game surely is.
And we have one wide receiver out here. Looks like a run play, and again,
another false start.
This should be against Great Valley. It is a legal procedure. They got stop shooting themselves in the foot with these penalties. Their execution has been very good.
Seems like every time they move up 7 yards, they move back 5 yards.
Yeah, it's probably. I think some of it has to do with their inexperienced offensive line and the pressure that Downingtown West defense puts on their offensive line.
And playing teams like Downingtown East, Downingtown West, and Coatesville, you have to play smart. You can't let these penalties be the one and the reason why you're losing the football game.
All right, Prevost is back. Again, big rush. Again, he completes the ball to Burgess for a nice gain. It gets it out to the 45-yard line, a gain of 10, and it'll make it very manageable, 2nd and 5.
And Burgess keeps flashing across the middle, whether he's in a slot position or the outside wide receiver position. It seems like the linebackers are getting spread out by this offense, and it's allowing Burgess to run across the middle and pick up good yardage.
Yeah, that's what I see so far, and so far it's been working effectively. Again, they're using the passing game as a ball control offense, and so far, Prevost has been perfect. He's back again. He's getting a short pass to O'Donnell, and he's going to get a first down. Very nice. A short pass out and well executed, and a first down as they get into Downingtown West territory at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, another one of those bubble screens, but it seems to be working effectively for Great Valley, so I don't see them leaving that play out of their playbook anytime soon. If it keeps picking up maximum yardage and positive yardage, I think they'll keep running those plays.
I do think they have to mix in a run once in a while, otherwise Downingtown West is just going to keep playing the pass, but so far it's been working. Prevost is back, fakes the run, he's going to pass it. He's going all the way along, and it's incomplete. Covered by number 30, Pete, Marcus Gaynor. Good coverage there.
Yeah, going to number 10, Brendan O'Donnell. I know that they'll try to get the deep ball and work that into their game plan, but as you said, the run game, positive yardage from the run game will really open up the deep pass for both teams. So let's see if Great Valley can work in their runs a little bit more.
Again, so they tried to do something different there, and it didn't work. But it was, again, a good play in that it stretches out the defense a little bit to be warned that they will go for a bomb. 2nd and 10, 48-yard line. Prevost is back, and he's going to pass it again. Again, a big rush, and it is caught, but a very good tackle by number 44, Brad Pesic.
Seems like Josh Burgess has about 5 or 6 catches just here in his first quarter.
Again, good pressure by Downingtown West defensively. Again, good execution offensively, but they only gained 2 yards. I thought they gained 2, but actually he just got back to the line of scrimmage, Pete, so it is 3rd and 10.
Yeah, even though Great Valley isn't doing much with their running game, they're protecting their quarterback and letting him not get sacked in his first quarter.
Prevost is back, and he's going to throw, and he's got a man, and it's thrown a little high and incomplete.
It was a number 22, Gavin Frankenheimer?
Gavin Frankenheimer, and Gavin, that was a catchable ball, is a little high.
Yeah.
But he didn't look to be real athletic on that play, and
right.
A little stiff, and he didn't attempt to jump or catch it. So unfortunately, he was open enough to catch it, but they did get some ball control. And Prevost is going to punt, and it's an effective punt.
A rugby-style kick.
And Burns is going to have to let it go, and they're going to be all the way down to the 5-yard line. Great play by Josh Burgess.
Yeah, even though the teams aren't Great Valley isn't getting close to scoring a touchdown, playing field position throughout the game is also great as well.
Absolutely, keeps the score down and keeps the game manageable. And so far, Great Valley is doing a lot of good things here. So we're getting near the end of the first quarter, and it's still no score. First and 10, Will Howard in the shotgun.
Number 7, Tylen Austin as a running back.
And it gives to Tariq Lewis, and he's got good yardage. And he'll get to about the 11-yard line. Nice off tackle run by Tariq Lewis, who so far hasn't broken anything big yet, but that's a gain of 5.
Right.
Dangerous running back. 2nd and 5. Downingtown West has been playing hurry-up offense. Will Howard.
Seems like they're putting Tariq in different positions.
And the give is to Dan Burns, and he's got a nice gain. And he's out to the 25-yard line, and it's a first down. As they use Lewis and Tariq Lewis and Burns for most of their offensive plays, along with Lundberg on the wide receiver spots. Mainly three guys that do make all the offensive plays for them. And there's a give. And that's Tariq Lewis, and he's got some small yardage, about 3 yards.
Yeah, the outside jet sweeps with Burns and Tariq Lewis have picked up positive gains there. It seems like Great Valley can stop the run when it's coming up the middle, but towards the outside and that spread offense with the jet sweeps, there seems like they're getting burnt a little bit on the outside. See if they'll clean that up.
2nd and 8. 3 guys in the backfield. He fakes it and options it to Tariq Lewis is in trouble. And a great play. That was number 34 who made that play.
On Great Valley, number 34.
We don't have him on our roster sheet, unfortunately, but he made a great play. That was good defense by Great Valley there, as they're showing some surprisingly good defensive plays tonight.
Yes, and we also want to give a shout out to number 81, Sarah Merriweather, the kicker on Great Valley. Let's see if we'll get to see her kick some field goals tonight.
All right, 3rd and 8, big play here. Great Valley would love to stop him. He's back to pass, and he's got number 4, and it's going to be a first down.
Number 4, Ryan Wetzel.
Ryan Wetzel. Using him as a tight end, Ryan gets upfield and gets the first down. A good short-handed play. And that is the end of the first quarter. With the score, Great Valley nothing, Downingtown West nothing. And let's hear from SWI, or Service Wholesale Incorporated, is your place to go for building materials and products. They supply quality materials for the building, construction, remodeling, and lumber industries. Their motto is service with integrity. Visit them at 4810 Horseshoe Pike in Downingtown, or call them at 610-518-5187.
And Carl, let's get a commercial from Sunoco Pipeline, who this game is presented by.
Would you rather have this, or this? Underground pipelines safely moving America's energy. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
Okay, we're back here as Downingtown West has the ball at the 37-yard line. 1st and 10, second quarter starting. And surprise, not in the shotgun. He's under center, and he delivers it to big gain for Tariq Lewis, and he keeps going. He's down into Great Valley territory at the 42-yard line.
Yes, that was a great run, especially to start out the second quarter. Now they're over midfield, and a couple more plays, I see them get into the red zone and maybe get into the end zone. Let's see if their offense can gel together without getting a turnover on this drive.
All right, under center again, and it's a fake. Will Howard with a big gain as he goes all the way down to the 16-yard line. Very effective fake by Will Howard. Great Valley not ready for it.
Yeah, that faked me out. I kind of thought that number 7, Tyler Austin, had gotten the ball from the fullback position, but Will Howard brought the team into the red zone, as I just mentioned, almost in the end zone, but with a shoestring tackle that stopped him along the way.
Call it the 19-yard line, 1st and 10, as Downingtown West is driving. Again, under center, and again to give to Lewis. And a good tackle there by number 2. That was Josh Burgess, who was the leading tackler last year for them.
Yes,
he does everything.
Yes, he does. Leading tackler in 2017 and emerging as a top wide receiver in 2018. That's just to show that for the love of football, you can play any position.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Now, Howard is in the shotgun. Burns, Lewis. And the give is to Tariq Lewis, and he's got a big gain. Is he going to get all the way down? And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Tariq Lewis with an 18-yard run for a touchdown. As they changed it up a little bit, Pete, as they went to a under center running game and was effective using Tariq Lois as the big weapon.
And one thing that was mentioned is that Mike Milano likes to run a lot of what you call funky. Let's see the kick here.
The kick is up, and the kick is good.
Mike Milano likes to run a lot of different, setups where Dan Burns might be in the backfield, Tariq Lewis maybe at the wide receiver slot position, Tyler Austin maybe the fullback, and you fake it to him, and he's just getting his skilled players in the right positions to gain positive yardage throughout the game.
All right, let's hear from our friends at James J. Terry Funeral Homes.
Since 1997, the James J. Terry Funeral Home has been providing meaningful and personalized funeral and cremation services in Downingtown. We've now expanded into western Chester County and have opened our second location on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville. Let our friendly and professional staff show you the benefits of pre-planning your funeral arrangements. Pre-arranging provides your family with options ahead of time and can ease future financial burden. We'll be glad to assist you in your pre-arrangement process in the Downingtown or Coatesville location. Let the James J. Terry Funeral Home be there for you and your family in your time of need.
Okay, we're back here at Great Valley Stadium as Downingtown West has finally scored, and it shows you why the turnover was important, and also Great Valley has been able to hold on to the ball and get some first downs. But the key is they got to be able to score. Oh, a smash on the kickoff, and a flag comes down.
Even though it's a flag on the play, Great Valley has to be a little bit more aggressive on the kick return team. They can't just let that ball hit the ground. When the ball hits the ground, it's a live ball.
What do you think the call is here, Pete, on that play?
It might be unsportsmanlike conduct on Downingtown West for the hit, maybe a helmet to helmet.
I believe that's what it is. Waiting for the referee's call. That's interesting.
Seemed like a offsides or a legal procedure on Downingtown West.
Okay, I don't know how you do that on a kickoff, but all right, we'll have to get clarification on that. But we do have a 1st and 10, and they have ball in good field position at the 37-yard line. Prevost back in the shotgun. And he's going to throw. Incomplete. Is he going to Brendan O'Donnell?
Seems like when Jake Prevost drops back into his set, whereas when he's throwing the ball, he doesn't have the best footwork. He's kind of seeming stationary in a lot of these plays. Maybe if he moved outside of the pocket, it give his receivers a better option of, catching the ball or maybe finding another target.
The other problem is when you have a passing game that's not working, then and they haven't established any running game yet, so it makes it difficult.
Right.
All right, 2nd and 10. Beavis back talking to his running back. And he's going to hand it to his running back, and it's Josh Burgess, and it's going to be a loss of yardage.
Tackled by number 22, Sean Pelisson. He seemed to get him from a safety position and came back and made a tackle in the backfield.
That was Imani Christopher, not Josh Burgess on the carry. 3rd and 13 here, Pete, and they got to come up with some kind of play here, or they don't want to give the ball back to Downingtown, and now seems to be getting momentum.
Right. Downingtown West defense hasn't been off the field enough to catch their breath. A 3-and-out would do their defense no justice as Downingtown West offense is starting to pick up momentum.
3rd and 13, the referees are stopping the play.
Seemed like a delay game.
And it is a delayed game.
I didn't know there was a delay of game in high school.
Yes, we have a 25-second clock. They do not have one here at the stadium, so you have to be aware of it as a quarterback.
Right.
All right, 3rd and 18. Prevost back in the shotgun.
I would play field position on this, probably pass play.
Fakes it. He's looking for O'Donnell. It could be intercepted. No chance there, Pete.
Almost intercepted by Alex Rosano, who I mentioned has over 3 interceptions in his early season.
He overthrew everybody there, which was probably good. So we're going to have a punt here by Great Valley, and they're going to give the ball back to a D West team that seems to have figured out Great Valley.
And even though they're only down 7, you know, sometimes when you're down to going against a good team, you want to get those big chunk plays and a lot of yardage in one play. They just need to take their time.
Just gets it off. It's going to take a Great Valley bounce. Burns lets it go, and he's been frustrated so far. I'm going to bring all the way down to the 25-yard line. So Downingtown West has not had great field position tonight, and that's helped a little bit, keeping the score down. But, you know, they're going to have to be able to stop this running game that seemed to have gotten started in the last drive.
And hey, viewers, are you in the market for a new home or have a house to sell? Contact Kim Morala, Real Estate with Kim Passion. As a lifelong resident of the area, her expertise is focused in Chester, Montgomery, and Delaware counties. For 15 years, Kim's passions for helping her clients reach their goals also shines through whether you are buying or selling your home. Kim is an award-winning realtor with Coldwell Banker Preferred in Exton. Check her website at kimsellsthesuburbs.com or call 484-368-9450.
On that play, we had number 15. I'm on number 15, Tariq Lewis out of the backfield, getting a first down. The ball now sits at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10.
Tyler Austin set in the backfield. We're seeing a lot of motion with Tariq Lewis.
Lewis fakes it and gives the Burns, and they tried this before, but this time it's going to work, and Burns has great speed. Did a 50, did a 45, did a 40, and out at the 37-yard line. As they tried that play earlier in the game, it did not work, but this time it was executed better, and Dan Burns gets a big gain.
And that just shows Coach Milano with faith in his offense. If a play didn't work earlier in the game, go to it later in the game, see if you can get a big gain as we just saw there. I'm sure we'll probably see it again in the second half.
Okay, 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. And the give is to number 31.
Terrence Gaynor.
Terrence Gaynor.
That was his first run of the game.
And he's got very little yardage there. It's good tackle by Great Valley.
Seems like Downingtown West has 4 reliable options that they can use out of the backfield for running plays, which being Tariq Lewis, Tyler Austin, Terrence Gaynor, and Dan Burns. All seem to be dual players and dual threats on the offensive side of the ball.
All right, 2nd and 9. Ball at the 34-yard line. Howard back. He's going to throw. He's got plenty of time. And he's got a player, 22, Sean Peckinson. First down.
And it's the second time calling his name. Last drive on defense, he had a good tackle in the backfield. This time he picks up great yards on the offensive side of the ball.
Hurry up offense, 14. And he's going to hand the ball. And it's a nice gain down to the 10.
Tyler Austin there.
Tyler Austin on the carry as they went to the hurry-up offense.
It's good to see the fullbacks getting worked into the high school plays. Looks like an injury on the field. Official sent him out, so I wonder if it may be blood or maybe a loose helmet.
First down. He gives to Lewis. He's going to get down to about the 6.
And with the motto for Downingtown West this year, hungry dogs, run faster, we're seeing Tariq Lewis smell that end zone, trying to get his second score of the first half.
Third and 1. And the give is to Lewis. And he's going to get the first down, and he's going to get the touchdown. 4-yard run, Tariq Lewis, and the Downingtown West Whippets have taken a 13-0 lead.
On that drive, we've seen Will Howard complete good plays for, great yardage, but they really used their run game on that drive to get into the end zone.
Burns with the extra point. It's up, and it is good. 14-0, Downingtown West. The Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com is produced by 3CTVLive.com. If there is a live event going on in Chester County, 3CTV Live will take you there. So, Pete, Downingtown West has finally got it rolling now, and now the problem is, how does Great Valley get back in this game?
I think it really starts on the defensive side of the ball. Once they stop the momentum from Downingtown West, especially in their run game for tonight, I think that their offense will gain a little bit of that momentum from the defense. But here it starts with this drive. Let's see if Jake Prevost can drop back, make some good completions. Let's see if Amani Christopher and Mark Montague can run the ball well.
Yeah, they haven't had a running game tonight, and it's they only had 81 yards last week against Unionville, and it's showing up again this week as apparently their offensive line can't get a push, and they've relied heavily on the passing game, which is now not working.
Yes.
And it's a short kickoff. It calls for a fair catch. Oh, and he tried to run with it there. If he was hit, I wonder what would have happened.
It seemed like the same kick that Dan Burns kicked on the last play. Maybe that's their trying to get Great Valley, catching them off guard by kicking a high but short kick. And because as they seen the first time that they did it, Great Valley let the ball hit the ground. Maybe that's what they were looking for again on this kickoff.
Yeah, I don't think they're worried too much about field position here, as they do have pretty good field position, but Great Valley hasn't been able to do too much offensively in this second quarter. Let's see if they try to change it up, as Prevost is under center for the first time tonight. And he does fake it, and he's going to pass it to Josh Burgess. And he has a nice gain. So they do change it up, and it works for a first down. Let's see if they call it. It is a first down, 10-yard gain at the 46-yard line.
If this was a fantasy team and Josh Burgess was on my team for a PPR, he'd be scoring a lot of points right now. He seems to be getting a lot of the catches and a lot of the passes thrown in his direction.
Yeah, clearly their best athlete on this field. Back in the shotgun. He is going to hand it off. And again, no gain.
And it's just tough when the running game isn't getting anything, run after run. It's really hard for the pass game to open up, because then the defense just drops back. Their front seven don't have to press as much, and their defensive backs can just look out for the pass the entire game.
Loss of 1 on the play. Prevost in the shotgun. And he's going to throw, and he's got a man wide open. And it's a big gain all the way down to the 30-yard line. And it's Amani Christopher, the running back, who hasn't done much running the ball. But that play worked very well, Pete, as he was wide open down the middle of the field.
Yeah, that was a great catch. You know, maybe if the running game isn't working, get your running backs and line them up as a slot or wide receiver. Let them go out of the backfield to catch the ball and get their speed usage in the open field.
All right, now they're in business down at the 30 of Downingtown West, 1st and 10.
Creeping on the red zone.
Prevost in the shotgun. He's going to throw, incomplete. A little scary there as the ball whizzed by about 4 players, 2 on each side.
Yeah, there was a lot of defenders there. Luckily, it wasn't intercepted.
That play didn't work, but they've had 2 good offensive plays on this series that's been able to get them down to the 30-yard line even without the running game. They've been effective at times with the passing game, however, and they switched it up on these 2 pass plays. They're a little different.
Right.
In using the running back and then using Burgess out in the flat there, something they hadn't been doing before.
Yes, and as I imagine, Burgess is starting to get double teamed as he's, running his routes on the pass plays.
And as a quarterback going to run for the first time.
It was actually Josh Burgess lining up as a quarterback.
Yes, I see it. Number 2, Josh Burgess gets the ball. Again, however, you still need an offensive line to block, and he didn't have a big yardage, but it was an effective play, and they got 4 yards. If they would have done it on first down, it probably wouldn't be too bad. But they do have a 3rd and 6. They are definitely in 4-down territory here, Pete.
Yes. And we want to give a reminder to all of the viewers tonight that Chesco Athletics is coming soon. Winter Sports, and we'll be back next fall. Chesco Athletics.
All right. 3rd and 6. Beavis is back. He's going to throw to Burgess. Incomplete.
They're starting to run the screenplay a lot here.
Yeah, they were ready for that, Pete. And
yeah.
That was not going to work, even if he caught it. But they do have another down here, and it's an important down, as they really could do a lot of damage if they could score here.
Right. And it's 4th down. I was expecting to see Sarah come out and attempt her first kick of the game, but it seems like Great Valley will go for it on this play.
Yeah, I think it might be a little too far for her. I'm not sure she has a 40-ish yard field goal in her playbook, but
you just never know.
You never know, but I don't think they're going to. They need a touchdown here.
Yes.
He's back. He throws almost, but a great defensive play there by Terrence Gaynor.
Yeah, it would have been a great catch by Josh.
It would have. He went up and tried to catch it, but Gaynor knocked it right out of his hand there.
Right.
So good throw, good effort, but again, you got to give the defense credit there as D West comes up with a big defensive play, and they take over with 5 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the second quarter, up 14-0. Look at the ball at their own 25. Now the question here is how can the Great Valley defense stop them? They have not been able to stop them on the last 2 drives.
Yeah, I think D-Town West will continue to use their running game, get Tariq and Dan Burns into open field using their jet sweeps.
Will Howard in the back, shotgun, and he's going to give it off. It fakes, and he's going to run. It's another effective play as he gets 6 yards.
Will was setting up the option on that play again, but he saw the defender wasn't in position to tackle him and more in position to tackle Tariq Lewis, so he kept it for himself to get a gain of 5 on that play.
Yeah, he's been effective when he does that. He had a real big game in the first quarter.
Yes.
All right, 2nd and 5. Howard hands off to Lewis. He's going outside, and there's a flag on the field.
It's probably a hold.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's probably a hold setting them back for a loss of 10 on that play. If a Great Valley decides to accept it, which they should, to really get good field position, and maybe Downingtown West can get a punt on this drive.
Let's see what the call is.
A chop block.
It's a chop block, as somebody hit Great Valley player low. And it's I believe it might be a 15-yarder.
Yeah, it's 15 yards. Watching college football, I've seen that chop blocks are allowed on the line of scrimmage, but once the runner is into the open field, that's not allowed. So that'll bring them back each time, and especially if it's in front of the referee.
All right, let's see if they can convert on this long 2nd down, 2nd and 23. See if they can try to get part of it here. Howard back, throws a screen to number 3. And it's a fumble, and Great Valley's got the ball.
That was a great defensive play, a fumble by Owen Landis.
Owen Landis fumbles the ball. I question the call giving the ball to Landis. They have these great players. Owen Landis, who is a senior, gave up that ball real easily, And a big play for Great Valley.
And sometimes you can't blame Coach Milano for wanting to get other players into the ball game. You know, once you get deeper into conference play or district playoffs, teams will be scouting and looking out for Dan Burns and Tariq Lewis to get these big plays. So they need other personnel and other weapons to help them, you know, maximize their offense. So I don't blame them there.
This is Great Valley with their big chance down at the 15-yard line. Prevost back. And he faked and he goes, oh, it's caught by Burgess for a touchdown. Josh Burgess made a nice move out, and there's maybe a celebration penalty there,
oh,
Pete.
Wow.
But it is a touchdown for Great Valley. So what a change of circumstances here, as it looked like Downingtown West was getting ready to blow Great Valley out. A fumble on a pass play, and then let's see what the call is here. Make sure it was a touchdown, Pete.
Yeah, that was a great connection between Jake and Josh, but I don't really see the a sportsmanlike conduct for the touchdown. If that's what the call will be here, I didn't really see a pass interference.
I didn't know what else it could be. It is a touchdown.
Touchdown stands. Yeah, unsportsmanlike
yes, it is
conduct.
Unsportsmanlike, and I imagine that it will be assessed on the kickoff, because it has to be assessed somewhere. So Burgess makes a big play, and the extra point is up, and it is good.
And there goes Sarah Merriweather. I was waiting for her to get a field goal.
Sarah Merriweather gets the extra point, and we have ourselves a football game here with 4 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the second quarter. It is now Downingtown West Whippets 14, Great Valley Patriots 7. As two costly turnovers in this game have kept the score close in the first half, Pete.
Yes, that it has. And we will get a word from Sunoco Pipeline after these messages.
When we build a pipeline, safety is our top priority. Our highly skilled engineers, environmental scientists, wildlife biologists, and geologists design our pipelines to follow the safest routes with the smallest environmental footprint possible. We use state-of-the-art technology and testing protocols, so we know our pipelines will operate safely for decades. America relies on energy. We get it to you safely. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
We're back. It's 14-7, and Great Valley getting ready to kick off to Downingtown West. Another important drive here is the turnovers have really made a difference in this game.
Yes, it has. It's kept Great Valley into the game, actually.
No question. Let's see if they can hold Downingtown West here and get the ball back before the half. Going to go out of bounds.
And that'll draw a flag.
It goes out at the 42-yard line of D West.
And plays like that, especially on special teams, are things that will, you know, make the coach just so furious. You know, a good drive, a good turnover, a good touchdown throw, plus a great catch by Burgess, and then you get on special teams. You've already had the 15-yard penalty, and now you kick it out of bounds to get another flag. That's just something that just gives Downingtown West yardage that Great Valley can not have them do in this game.
Downingtown will start from the midfield.
And now they've given up a drive for Downingtown West to start at midfield.
He's back to pass. Under pressure, he throws. It's caught by Dan Burns.
That was a great catch. Using his feet along the sideline and staying in. Not quite a first down, but close to it on that first play of the drive.
9-yard gain there to Dan Burns. 2nd and 1. Ball at the 41-yard line of Great Valley. Will Howard with his trio back there.
Yeah, I like this formation.
Gives to Lewis. And it's a big gain.
Oh, wow.
Look at the way Tariq Lewis runs up the middle.
And he was just juking and jiving and juking and jiving until he got the first down and more. That was a really terrific run by Tariq Lewis on that play.
Tariq has been just a terrific running back the last 2 weeks. He really has a lot of moves and feels very comfortable running the ball up the middle.
Yes.
1st and 10. Fake to Lewis. Going outside to Lundberg, and he's got a nice gain. A nice, well-executed play.
Close to the first down.
I believe that's his 3rd catch of the night, Pete, and it's an effective play there as they fake the run, and that's what happens when you get a running game. You can do so many things out of that faking.
Right, so I can understand why Milano threw Owen Landis on the last drive to get more options on the offensive side of the ball as we see Lundberg for his 3rd catch of the night.
Timeout called by Great Valley.
Timeout by Great Valley.
All right. You can like us on Facebook at 3CTV Live. You can follow us on Instagram at 3CTV Live. Or you can also follow us on Twitter at Chesmont Football. Pete, the Great Valley here has got to come up with some kind of play to stop Lewis here. They have a lot of weapons, and they use them well.
I don't know if Great Valley can necessarily stop Tariq Lewis tonight, but I think if they set out to stop the other personnel on the team, especially Will Howard, and when he decides to drop back and pass the ball, if they can stop that and, let Tariq do what he's going to do, I think that they will have a better chance at tying up the score and maybe taking the lead maybe before the second half or when the second half starts. They're close to the red zone. They're in the red zone, actually.
Yes, 2nd and 2. He gives to Lewis, and he's all the way down to the 5 or 4 yard line. First and goal.
It seems that as soon as he's getting a handoff, he's going past the line of scrimmage, where the defense is, and he's cutting right to the outside. And once he cuts to the outside, it's a lot of daylight for him. And each run, he seems to pick up 6 or more yards.
First and goal. Ball's on the 5 yard line. And it gives to Lewis. Oh, what a spin move, but a nice tackle there. As he's brought down at the 3. Brendan O'Donnell saving the touchdown there, Pete.
Yeah. And it seems like the Downingtown West Whippets are smelling the end zone and trying to make this a 14-point game.
Again, this is to Lewis, and it's going to be a touchdown. That great offensive line just pushed him back.
And that's a hat trick for Lewis tonight in the first half with 2:26 left to go.
It's a 3-yard touchdown run for him and makes the score 20-7 with 2:26 to go in the second quarter. Tough to hold this excellent offensive Downingtown West Whippets squad down too long, even with turnovers.
Yes.
They should have 35 points instead of 21. They had 2 drives where they fumbled the ball and they were getting ready to score. So,
Yep, and even though those turnovers may have given Great Valley momentum, the defense for Downingtown West has played well, and their offense, after those turnovers that they've given up, they've come back on the field, and they've had short-term memory where they've gone back, they've run great plays, they've been successful, and they've gotten into the end zone.
Yeah, let's see if Great Valley, who had some success offensively now, can mount a drive and get back to within 7 before the half.
Right.
As Josh Burgess has become more and more of a star for them, they may need somebody else to step up beside him. Now, they did hit a Monty Christopher on a pass play, and that's something I'd like to see them try again if it was so successful.
Right. Yeah, if the running game isn't working, like I said, get your running backs into the open field. I'm sure that they can catch the ball, even if they're running screen plays. Don't just run it to Josh Burgess all night. Get your running back some screen plays and get them into open field, especially Imani Christopher, who's been taking this offense by storm this year.
Smart to let it go out of bounds. So number 40 looked like he was going to catch it. It was, again, not on the roster sheet there.
And that's consecutive kicks out of bounds for both kickoff teams. I'm sure that frustrates the special team coach for both teams. They don't want to see their kickers giving up unnecessary field position.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 36-yard line. 1st and 10, Great Valley, 2:26 to go. Prevost back. Big rush. He gets it off, and it's complete. Near a first down.
Is that number 10? Brendan O'Donnell?
It is Brendan O'Donnell for looks like a 9-yard gain. And that was a good play, Pete, by Jake Prevost to get that ball off as somebody hit his arm, but he was able to have enough strength to get it out to him.
Right, close to a sack, and a lot of times we see those quarterbacks who aren't as big as Jake Prevost is, when they get hit like that, they fumble the ball. Now that the clock is under 2 minutes, let's see if Great Valley can get into their hurry-up offense to try to get at least 3 onto the scoreboard.
All right, they gave him a first down on that play, 1st and 10. Jake back, a big rush, and he's going to go down.
It seemed like the first sack of the night for Downingtown West's defense. Even though they've been into the backfield, Great Valley's offensive line has been holding up well.
Max Hale on the tackle there, and it's a loss of 3. And that's the first sack of the night, Pete, for Downingtown West.
Yeah, Max Hale is one of the players that are brought up, the key players that are brought up in the beginning of the game, who is one of the most sound players on the defensive line, who hasn't led the team in tackles last year, but this year he's becoming a very well defensive threat, looking to try to make the All-American Conference team.
Okay, Jack back is going to give it to Burgess, and gets a couple yards on the play. Again, getting the ball in his hands is really big, but it's probably better to get the ball more downfield for him because he has a lot of Downingtown West guys to go through.
Yes, and as Downingtown West calls a timeout to try to save some time on the clock as the clock runs under a minute, if their defense can go out and maybe even get an incomplete pass, which stops the clock, Downingtown West offense, who has carried much of the momentum for the first half, can get back into the end zone or at least get 3 onto the scoreboard by their kicker, Dan Burns, who is their dual threat wide receiver and kick returner.
D-West does also get the ball to start the second half, Pete.
Which, you know, I did mention that's one of the great things by either negating the return in the first half or selecting the kick. You know, you can be up, you can be down, but you get the ball first in the second half. And, you know, like they say, that first drive of the second half is one of the most important drives in the football game. So I'm sure Downingtown West will be looking to score then and there.
All right, 2nd and 10 as we resume play here. There's a flag on the play as the ball's given off to Josh Burgess as he was the quarterback on that play.
And I thought that was a movement by the tailback before the ball was even snapped. I'm surprised that they let the play carry on.
Lots of flags on the play.
Yeah, it'd either be false start or a legal procedure.
And Downingtown West is going to decline it. I think they do want the ball back here.
Yeah, which will stop the clock. It's 4th and 10. Well, actually longer than 10, and Downingtown West will probably get the ball in great field position because we really haven't seen any punt, you know, drive back Downingtown West besides one in the early first quarter.
All right, Great Valley punting here. I believe that's Josh Burgess doing the punting. Good snap. Gets it off. Good punt. Fair catch, Dan Burns at the 20.
It was actually a good punt there.
Yep, good punt. And, they'll have to go 80 yards in 44 seconds. I believe they have their they do have all 3 timeouts remaining there.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons why they probably want to give it a shot.
Right.
But obviously they'll need a couple big plays here to get down there.
Right. And we want to give viewers a reminder that the Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com is produced by 3C TV Live. If there is a live event going on in Chester County, 3C TV Live, we will take you there. Will Howard
back.
fakes.
And it's complete. Ryan Wetzel, his second catch of the night. As, again, PD had so much time to review the field. There was nobody open downfield.
Yeah, and it seems like Ryan Wetzel is one of the players who doesn't have a lot of routes, but when the quarterback needs to get out of pressure and look for his hot route, he's the receiver who gets open for Will Howard at the end of the play. That's his second catch there, 2 catches for key first downs. And that play right there, he got out of bounds, so they didn't have to waste a timeout.
21-yard gain with getting out of bounds, so it's an excellent play on first down. 1st and 10 again, 33 seconds to go. Howard
Empty backfield.
In the empty backfield, he's going to get ready to pass. And there's a good rush. And he does get away from it and throws. And it is caught by number 7, Tyler Alston.
And I thought Great Valley was going to actually sack Will Howard on that play. His quick footwork seemed to just get him out of pressure once again.
Yeah, it was, again, good athletics by Howard to get out of that sure sack and get a completion on that play.
Right.
Get a 2nd and 3. Referees are talking here.
It looks like they're actually looking at the clock. Seems that it is a timeout.
I'm not sure who called it because there hasn't showed up on the board as a timeout for anybody yet.
What are one of the biggest takeaways that you've seen from Downingtown West in this first half?
Well, I mean, they've been an efficient, well-executed offense. The 2 turnovers that get the game relatively close, but another very good effort by a very good football team.
Right. As they look to stay undefeated, as the powerhouse Coatesville won their game last night against Henderson.
Yeah, 55-14, and speaking of Coatesville, we'll see them next week at Westchester Ruston, who's having a good season. Westchester Ruston is 3-1 this year. Coatesville, of course, undefeated, as we go to Ruston for our game of the week on Friday, September 28th.
So it does look like they had a little bit of problems with the clock there, but 29 seconds.
29 seconds instead of 22. Howard's back. Good rush. He's going to run the football and get out of bounds. Good defense there.
It looks like he does pick up the first down.
They are covering the long pass. That first pass to Wetzel was an effective pass. Something like that could get him in field goal range, Pete.
Right. But Mike Milano seems to teach his players that the next best option is your option. Don't try to force the play. When Will Howard doesn't see a receiver open downfield, he's quick to take off. And Great Valley needs to, have a QB spy there so he isn't getting these first downs and key chunk yardage.
Oh, and then this in motion. Owen's wide open, and there's a flag on the play as he's going to get a big gain.
That was a good slide. You don't see even pro quarterbacks sliding that well.
Some have the trouble with sliding. That was a number 10, 10 on the slide meter there. We do have a penalty flag, dang, and I think it's coming back, Pete.
Might be a hold there.
It is holding. Great Valley, and those are going to pass the ball, and their defense does not want to give up a touchdown in this late in this half, and they're certainly showing that they're going to try to stop Downingtown West. It's going to be very difficult with 16 seconds to go as the ball comes back to the 37-yard line.
It looks like it's another timeout on the field.
This time it is a timeout by Downingtown West. It's their first of the half. They still have 2 remaining. I doubtful they're going to use it all. They use them all, but they probably talking about a play here. They're going to look for a play where they can get 20 to 30 yards.
Right. And we want to sorry, go ahead, Carl.
Yeah, I was just going to say that in order to get in the field goal range, they're going to have to get down to at least the 25-yard line.
Right. Let's see if Dan Burns actually has enough leg to kick a long field goal. But we want to give another shout out to SWI, or Service Wholesale Incorporated, is your place to go for building materials and products. They supply quality materials for the building, construction, remodeling, and lumber industries. Their motto is service with integrity. Visit them at 4810 Horseshoe Pike in Downingtown or call 610-518-5187. That's 610-518-5187.
Okay. 16 seconds. 3rd and 14. Howard back. He's got time this time. It's complete. It's going to be down to the 50. And they'll probably use a timeout here. They do with 6 seconds to go. This will probably be the last play of the half.
And it looks like Great Valley, when they drop back into their defense, it seems like they're more in a zone defense, which, you know, sometimes that does confuse young quarterbacks. But Will Howard, if he doesn't see anything in the pocket, he's getting outside to try to create plays, either with stretching the play with his arm or stretching the play with his feet. And a lot of the receivers for D-Town West are, you know, reading the zone, dropping into the space, and just, you know, staying there to give enough time for Will Howard to throw the ball for a completion and maybe a first down.
Yeah. I think Great Valley, that's what Great Valley wanted on that play. I don't think they minded giving up that short pass there. That's not going to get them a score.
Right.
So now it's just prevent the touchdown here. And he's back. He's got time. He is going for a bomb. It's a kind of a Hail Mary. They jump up, and it's incomplete. And that is the end of the first half with the score. The Downingtown West Whippets 21, the Great Valley Patriots 7. We'll see you at the beginning of the third quarter. This is Carl Rudman with Pete Foster. See you in the third quarter.
When we build a pipeline, safety is our top priority. Our highly skilled engineers, environmental scientists, wildlife biologists, and geologists design our pipelines to follow the safest routes with the smallest environmental footprint possible. We use state-of-the-art technology and testing protocols, so we know our pipelines will operate safely for decades. America relies on energy. We get it to you safely. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
Since 1997, the James J. Terry Funeral Home has been providing meaningful and personalized funeral and cremation services in Downingtown. We've now expanded into Western Chester County and have opened our second location on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville. Let our friendly and professional staff show you the benefits of pre-planning your funeral arrangements. Pre-arranging provides your family with options ahead of time and can ease future financial burden. We'll be glad to assist you in your pre-arrangement process in the Downingtown or Coatesville location. Let the James J. Terry Funeral Home be there for you and your family in your time of need.
Would you rather have this, or this? Underground pipelines safely moving America's energy. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
Okay, we're back for the third quarter here. Pete Foster's going to give us a rundown of what happened in the first half.
Well, in the first quarter, Downingtown West put up the only touchdown on the board, and it was a run for 8 yards by Tariq Lewis. And they did make the extra point after that. That drive was about 50 yards. In the second quarter, Downingtown West put up another touchdown by Tariq Lewis, which from 1 yard, and it was 3rd and 1, and that was about a 50-yard drive, as well as another touchdown by Tariq Lewis that started about midfield, and he ran it in from the 3-yard line in the second and goal. And the only touchdown put up by Great Valley was in the second quarter, and it was a pass from Jake to Josh Burgess, and that was 1st and goal from about the 10-yard line on the key turnover in the second quarter. So after those touchdowns, what do you see coming about in the second half, Carl?
Well, we're going to look to see if Great Valley can stop Downingtown West on this opening drive to keep the score close. All right, we're getting ready for the kickoff. And it's a fumble, and it's recovered by Great Valley. What a big break.
And that was something that they needed right off the gates.
Third turnover of the game. And Great Valley gets the ball at the 36-yard line of Downingtown. First down.
Now this is where Great Valley comes in. They get momentum. They get another touchdown. Get the score just for in between 7 points. And, just play hard. Just play hard in the second half. Pick up where, what was good in the first half. And try to get the running game going. I'm sure that'll open up a lot for their offensive plays.
All right, first down, 38-yard line of Downingtown. Brevos is going to hand the ball off. Oh, and a big tackle there. Number 2, Max Hale again, coming up in his linebacker position, and it's a loss of 2 yards. Again, no luck running the ball up the middle tonight, Pete.
Yeah. Even though not a lot of their inside runs are working, you keep pounding, because once it's going to work. It is going to work, and they're going to get something up the middle.
Second down. Prevos is going back to pass, and it's incomplete. Not a very well-designed play as number 6 for Downingtown, Alex Rosano, was there for an incompletion, and it's now third down, 12 yards to go.
I think if Josh would have caught that ball, it would have really been for no gain anyway, so incompletion or catch wouldn't have got much on that play. If he would have caught the ball, he was looking for a nice smack.
Yeah, the design on that play, Pete, was way off.
Yeah.
Third down. Can't waste this opportunity. Prevos is back. He's going to throw under pressure, and he's incomplete as his arm was hit as he was getting ready to throw the ball, Pete, and it's fourth down.
Yeah, we only see 1 sack in the first half, but a lot of pressure is starting to get to Jake. And as we see there, he's starting to take a lot of contact, which is disrupting his throws. Even if he's seeing a man open down the field, he doesn't have enough time. I want to see him start to roll out of the pocket more and maybe use his footwork. I know I called in the first half that he wasn't using his footwork, but that's something that as a quarterback you have to, work on and step up.
Disappointing drive there as they're punting the ball. Burgess with a kick, and again, another great kick by him. And it's going to give Downingtown West the ball at their own 5-yard line as Burgess tonight has done a great job punting the football.
Yeah, and that was another kick where he pinned Downingtown West offense inside the 10-yard line. The last time that he pinned the Downingtown West into the 10-yard line with a punt, Great Valley came away with a turnover. So let's see if they, can get another turnover here, even though, they started out the second half with one but didn't really do much with it. I'm sure that Downingtown West will, use their momentum because I'm sure they're pretty mad about that turnover to start out the second half.
I'm sure coach is too.
Yes.
First down. Under center. Hands the ball off to Tariq Lewis. And not much gain. Something we haven't seen much tonight, stopping Lewis in his tracks for no gain.
I liked some of the play calling in the first half with Will Howard running the option. Let's see if they go back to that in the second half.
A little tight down here. They want to try to get out of their own end zone here. In the shotgun now, Howard. He's going to throw the football. He's got time. He's got a man wide open. Dan Burns, and he drops it.
Oh, wow.
How do you like that? That's unusual. Dan Burns drops the ball. Again, the fact of not putting the ball, wanting to run with it, Pete, before he caught it.
Yeah, it's very unusual. I like to call Dan Burns their top dual threat wide receiver. And on that play, like you said, he wanted to run up the field before he fully had possession of the ball.
All right, third down here, and chance for Great Valley to get it back in great position. Howard back. He's going to throw.
Is that a live ball?
Is that a live ball?
Oh,
my goodness.
Touchdown.
Let's see what the call is. It is a touchdown. They're calling it a touchdown. Now we're going to have a controversy here whether he was throwing the ball with his arm forward or it was a fumble.
And in high school football, it all comes down to what the ref sees because there's no instant replay, there's no challenging, and it looks as though the touchdown will stand.
How do you like that? A big, big break here. The fourth turnover of the game, Pete.
Yeah.
And it's keeping Great Valley in a game they probably don't deserve to be in.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm sure Coach Milano is really mad. The team could probably have 35 points on the board, maybe 42, but the turnovers are just really hurting them, and it's keeping Great Valley into this game.
And the kick is good. And the score, Downingtown West 21, Great Valley 14, as a real costly turnover here in the beginning of the third quarter has given Great Valley life.
Yes,
and, you don't want to keep a dog down. They're letting Great Valley stay in the game, and that could be very dangerous.
Yeah, I kind of was fearful for Great Valley that they weren't going to jump on the ball or, run it in for a touchdown, knowing that they were on the 1 yard line. Knowing how the game is going for them, they would have picked up possession on the 1 yard line and not been able to get into the end zone. So that they were able to get into the end zone with 10-17 left in the third quarter, they're only down 7. Let's see if their defense can create another turnover as they are causing havoc for this game. That's one of the best things that Great Valley has tonight is their defense who is causing turnovers and, the miscues and misplays and really being out of rhythm for Downingtown West.
And the kickoff, and it's a short kick. And he's got it at the 32, 35. And he's getting about to the 40-yard line. That's Max Hale. I'm sorry, that was That was Owen Landis, who, if you remember, dropped one of those on the kickoff and gave them good Great Valley, great field position. But this time he holds on to the ball.
Again, a little bit more trust back from Coach Milano to actually be back on the, kick return team and getting a good game.
It's been a game of mistakes for Downingtown West tonight. They only have a 21-14 lead. I'm sure they were favored by a lot more.
Yes.
They jumped. Great Valley jumped.
Looks like a neutral zone that's not being called.
And it doesn't look like it was called, and it's Tariq Lewis on the carry. And he's got about 8 yards. I'm not sure how the referees missed that, but it's still a good gain on first down.
And I think that, Downingtown West, their best bet right here is just to keep pounding the ball with Tariq Lewis until they get downfield. He's one of the players that haven't, lost the ball to a turnover. He's really been in rhythm all night as he's had 3 touchdowns in the first half. I would keep running with him and just keep calling his number.
All right, 2nd down and 1. Ball at the 49-yard line. And again, it's a handoff to number 7.
Tyler Austin.
And he's got a first down.
And like I mentioned before, I do like how Downingtown West is using their fullback. It's kind of getting Great Valley off guard. You're not used to seeing the fullback anymore, you know. So you're mostly seeing the two-set tight end or somebody lined up in the slot, or even with Downingtown West having the trio in the backfield with Will Howard.
1st and 10. Oh, again, that counter play where he hands off to Lewis. Dan Burns, as Lewis hands off to Burns. It's the 3rd time they've tried that, and it works again this time for a 1st down.
Yeah, and they're 2 for 3 on that. The first time when they went for that, it didn't work, but the next 2 times they picked up solid yardage. And, you know, Great Valley, as defensive players, they have to have a photographic memory. When they see things like certain things like that happen, you know, pick up on it quicker.
Yeah, the execution on the last 2 times they've run that has been excellent. Okay, 1st down at the 35-yard line. Oh, that fumble again. And
wow.
I'll tell you, then almost another turnover. Is Downingtown West very, very sloppy tonight, and I'm sure Coach Milano is going to talk to the boys after the game, because they got some tough opponents coming up in Downingtown East and Coatesville. And, you know, they would already be out of this game if they were playing those 2 teams.
Right, and that not only makes the coach mad, but it makes the players lose certain trust in each other, become more selfish.
Or your confidence level goes down, too.
Right.
All right, he's back to pass. Howard's got time, still has time. Out in the flat to Lewis, it's caught, and he's going to get a big gain. Plenty of time. Lewis was out there, used him as his 3rd option, Pete. But it's a big gain down to the 16.
Yeah, that was great progression for Will Howard to look through, scan his receivers, not really seeing anything, and coming back to his hot route over in the side in the flag, and you know, getting Tariq Lewis in open field once again. That's something I want to see Great Valley start to do a little bit more with their running backs.
All right, he rolls out to the right. Plenty of time, looking for a receiver, doesn't really have anybody, and it's incomplete as he was trying for Tyler Austin.
Is there a flag on the play?
Yes, there is a flag on the play. I see it now. Down 15-yard line.
Let's see if Great Valley will accept this penalty. It seems like it might be on Downingtown West. It is.
It's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
You know, in high school sports, you really have to be a fan of the game, because when you're watching the penalties being called, you can't hear anything like college and the NFL. So you really have to know what penalties are being called.
1st down, 14. And it's handoff to Owen, and he's got a nice game.
Nice run by Tyler Austin.
Tyler Austin getting a lot of work here in this 2nd half.
Yeah, and it's week 5, and like I said, you know, going into deeper play in the conference and district playoffs, you have to use all of your personnel, and every man has to have that motto of every man next up. And it's good to see Coach Milano working in other running backs, other receivers, other personnel to help them get momentum and get downfield.
He's got Owen Landis in the backfield here. 2nd and 8. Landis goes out, and he's going to give the ball to Landis. He throws it to him, and Landis has a big gain, and he's going to get all the way. He's going to get a 1st down, and it's going to be 1st and goal down around the 6-yard line. Nice design play as Owen came out of the flat. They didn't pick him up, and he gets the 1st down.
Yeah, and like you mentioned before about, you know, the turnovers, a lot of players will lose confidence after we've seen Landis turn the ball over in the 1st half by, you know, one of his first touches of the ball. We're seeing him, you know, pick himself back up, keep his confidence, and as we've seen on that play, gain positive yardage.
All right, 1st and goal at the 5. Hands off to Tariq Lewis, and he's in for a touchdown. No stopping him there as that offensive line again blows Great Valley's defensive line out of the water, and Tariq Lewis scores easily, and the score is now 27-14.
Yeah, and that's his 4th touchdown of the game.
Yes, Tariq Lewis' 4th touchdown already of the game. And then the extra point here by Dan Burns to give them a 2-touchdown lead. It's up, and it is good.
Last week, Dan Burns had 4 touchdowns in the first half. This week, we're seeing Tariq Lewis with 4 touchdowns total for up until the third quarter. At this point, with 6:58 to go.
And now a word from Sunoco Pipeline.
When we build a pipeline, safety is our top priority. Our highly skilled engineers, environmental scientists, wildlife biologists, and geologists design our pipelines to follow the safest routes with the smallest environmental footprint possible. We use state-of-the-art technology and testing protocols, so we know our pipelines will operate safely for decades. America relies on energy. We get it to you safely. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
And we're back here with 6:58 to go in the third quarter as Downingtown has now extended their lead back to 14, 28-14. Even though they've had 4 turnovers to Great Valley 0, they're still up 14.
Yeah, it's
probably could be a lot more, Pete, if those turnovers didn't happen.
Yeah, I just see Downingtown West defense really picking it up when Great Valley does cause a turnover or just get a turnover.
Live ball there.
Wow.
And who's got it? Again, Pete, same thing. Nobody took the aggressiveness to try to grab the ball.
Yeah, we talked about that in the first half. When the ball is kicked on the kickoff, it's a live ball. You don't want that ball to hit the ground. Even though Great Valley does, come away with the ball, they have to be more aggressive towards the ball.
That was, again, that's the second time where they've almost lost the ball on the kickoff. I think that's something that Coach Ellis has to address to his special teams.
And speaking of coaches, I know Doug Peterson is happy to see his young star quarterback coming back tomorrow against the Indianapolis Colts, Carson Wentz. All
right, first down here. Great Valley, ball at the 25. Prevost back to pass. And it's intercepted. It is intercepted by number 6.
Alex Rosano. And at the beginning of the game, we talked about him being a very good defensive impact, with his interceptions. And that's another great one right there. It seemed as Alex Rosano wanted to keep the ball as he was going off the field, as saying that I'm a ball hawk, this is my ball, and I run this defense.
That's right.
That was a good interception right there on that play.
Okay, good coverage there as he threw it into coverage, and Rosano came down with it. And it's going to give Downingtown West great field position at the Great Valley 28-yard line. Again, Tyler Austin in the backfield. And it's a fake, and it's given to Dan Burns, and he athletically gets down for a nice gain.
And I think that was a miscue, actually.
It looked like a miscue,
right.
But it just seemed to work anyway.
Yeah, I think that Tariq was maybe supposed to get the fake handoff, or maybe
actually, it was Austin. Actually,
it was Austin.
Yeah, it was Austin. But I thought Austin was going to get the ball, and luckily he went right by him.
Right, just
but
a
then
nice
he
shovel
handed
pass.
Off to Burns.
Yeah, nice shovel pass to Burns. 2nd
and 4. He fakes. He's going to throw it out in the flat to Lewis. He's got a big gain as he runs down the sideline. And we're going to have a 1st and goal, Pete.
Yeah, I'm sure when Great Valley goes back to look at the tapes from this week, they'll see that they probably have to play more of a man defense, because anytime Downingtown West decides the motion, nobody is following the guy in the motion, which is leaving him wide open. And I'm not surprised that Milano keeps going back to those calls.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Howard hands it off to Austin, and he is stuffed for no gain. So Tyler Austin getting a lot of work tonight, something we didn't see last week, but certainly makes them a better football team when they can utilize more offensive weapons than just Burns and Lewis, who have, again, been great tonight.
Right. Even though it's varsity football, I just like seeing, so many guys on the sideline not getting any reps during the football game.
Howard. Oh, again, the same play as Lewis hands to Burns, and is he in for a touchdown?
Another
it is
touchdown.
A touchdown. West has fallen in love with that play, and it has worked again as Lewis grabs the ball. Burns comes around. He hands it to Burns, and Burns runs into the end zone for a touchdown. So the one turnover for Great Valley has been very costly. As Downingtown West ready to take a 3-touchdown lead with the extra point here by Dan Burns. The kick is up, and the kick is good.
And there we see Dan Burns scoring 7 points all by himself, running the ball in for an 8-yard touchdown and also kicking an extra point.
35-14. Now a word from SWI, where Service Wholesale Incorporated is your place to go for building materials and products. They supply quality materials for the building, construction, remodeling, and lumber industries. Their motto is service with integrity. Visit them at 4810 Horseshoe Pike in Downingtown, or call them at 610-518-5187. All right, a 3-touchdown lead here. Great Valley needs to do something on this play, on this drive, as they're letting the game get away from them now. After that big turnover by Downingtown West to start the third quarter, they seem to have righted the ship here.
Yeah, I think Downingtown West Whippets are starting to run away with this game here. As long as they play sound defense and don't turn the ball over, as we've seen in the first half, I think they'll manage to pull this game out and not allow Great Valley any more touchdowns tonight.
This is a game, Pete, that really had Downingtown West had no right being this close. They're just so much better. But Great Valley is taking the opportunities they've had. It's number 10, Brendan O'Donnell. He's going to get it out to like the 37-yard line here. And good field position for Great Valley here as they try to mount a comeback here, down by 21. And certainly can't turn the ball over here. And now they've kind of lost their offensive rhythm here, and they got to try to get it back. Again, not having a running game all night, and they only rushed for 81 yards last week. I would say it's way below that this week. So
yeah, I don't know if they've gotten over 30 rushing yards tonight.
Yeah, that's about right.
And that's being modest.
Yes. Prevost back. He is going to hand it off, and they finally do get a half-decent running play. And it's number 15, Monty Christopher with the carry, and they have not had any success running the ball. So actually, on that particular play, they actually gained some yardage. So you can call that a successful play for them.
Right. In this game, they've only given up 1 sack. Last week, they gave up 4 sacks. So that's something that they've worked better on, through the week.
Prevost handing off to Josh Burgess, and he's got a couple yards. It's going to make it about a 3rd and 5 here.
So if saying that, with them getting better with the sacks, they seem like a team that goes back, look at film, look at their mistakes, see what they can get better at. So maybe this game, they'll go back, they'll rework in maybe some new plays, new ways for their other receivers besides Burgess and O'Donnell to get open, and a way for Amani Christopher and Mark Montague to get open and really be able to pound the ball, because that's one thing that football is about, pounding the ball with the running game and good defense.
And they are going to go to Christopher. Oh, and it is incomplete. I mean, I think the whole county knew they were going to Christopher there. To Burgess, and it was incomplete, and it's 4th down, and they will have to punt the football.
Yeah, their hot receiver who goes out for passes, and if they don't complete them on 3rd down, which 9 times out of 10 they're looking for him, he goes back and he has to punt the ball.
Don't have enough playmakers. Nice punt again. Line drive. Burns drops it.
Wow.
And does secure it.
Almost another costly turnover.
It's been a tough night for the Downingtown West as far as controlling the football, as they've had multiple turnovers. but they do have a lot of talent, and they're still up by 3 touchdowns here as we go. Still have 4 minutes and 21 seconds in the third quarter here, and they'll get the ball back at the 31-yard line.
Between Downingtown East and Downingtown West, who you think is the more team to go deeper into the district playoffs this year, or maybe even have a chance at winning the Chesmont championship?
Yeah, I think they're very well matched. I have not seen East play yet this year, so it's difficult for me to say, but I bet you they're evenly matched.
Yes.
And there's a handoff to Tariq Lewis, and he's going to get to the outside and get a few yards.
At this point in the game, most of the Downingtown West players want to move the chains but also stay in bounds so the clock can keep running. A game like tonight with the turnovers that they have that have taken them out of rhythm, I'm sure they just want to get home with the W so they can start working on things come Monday.
Stoppage of play here. Let's see what the stoppage is about.
15, Christopher.
Yeah, I didn't see a flag, and I wonder what the refs are talking about here. While we have the time, how about we check out a commercial from James J. Terry Funeral Homes.
Since 1997, the James J. Terry Funeral Home has been providing meaningful and personalized funeral and cremation services in Downingtown. We've now expanded into Western Chester County and have opened our second location on Lincoln Highway in Coatesville. Let our friendly and professional staff show you the benefits of pre-planning your funeral arrangements. Pre-arrangement provides your family with options ahead of time and can ease future financial burden. We'll be glad to assist you in your pre-arrangement process in the Downingtown or Coatesville location. Let the James J. Terry Funeral Home be there for you and your family in your time of need.
We're back at 2nd and 9. Ball on the 32-yard line.
And I don't know what the stoppage was about, but the clock had read 3:56, but it goes back to 4 minutes here in this third quarter.
So obviously it was a clock mess up there and caused the time. And we're back. Will Howard in the shotgun. He's got Tariq Lewis out there, but he's going to go to Burns. He's wide open.
Wow.
And he's going to break a tackle and get down to the 27, just wide open. Also, Tariq Lewis in the flat was wide open also.
Yes, he was.
But that's the one I saw. And then when the ball went up in the air, Burns was just wide open. So Great Valley's losing control here. And I think they were playing the run there and surprised them with a pass. And there's a handoff to Tyler Austin again, and he's got 1 or 2 yards.
And even though those plays for 1 or 2 yards of Tyler Austin as a fullback going up the middle isn't picking up a lot, what it is doing is bringing the linebackers and minimizing the gaps for the defensive tackles and D ends. So then Downingtown West will then spread them out with their big, key plays, which they're getting, like we've just seen to Dan Burns or that we've seen with Tariq Lewis.
Under center. Howard back, looking for Burns. He drops it. Second drop of the night. Catchable ball. Going to make it 3rd and 8. He had Lundberg on the other side wide open also,
yes.
Pete.
It seems sometimes when Will Howard gets into, okay, I'm going to pass it to this guy, he kind of stays stuck on him. I mean, we've seen plays where he's going through his progression and going through all of his reads and, found the right man to throw the ball to, but sometimes he gets stuck on that one guy, and as we've seen there, missed a wide open guy on the other side of the field.
It's hard to not get stuck on a great receiver. Okay, 3rd and 8. He's back. He's got plenty of time. Going for Tariq Lewis in the end zone, and it's broken up. And it's broken up by, I believe, Amani Christopher. Correct. Amani Christopher makes a play on defense.
That was good. That was good because that was almost a touchdown, but that was a good defensive play there.
Defensive play. Tariq was out there, but Amani broke it up. And I would imagine that Downingtown, with the ball being at the 25, will go for it, and they will. No reason to punt here. they would only give the ball to Great Valley at their own 25. So 4th down, 8 yards to go. Great Valley needs a stop here. Again, plenty of time. He throws, and it's caught. Nice catch there by Dan Burns, and I believe he's got a 1st down.
Yeah, and that was a great pass by Will Howard to see over the defenders, to find his best receiver open in the corner. And, you know, they're moving the chains once again. They're showing great confidence in their offense, but also great confidence in their defense that if they don't convert the 4th down, that their defense can go out there and stop Great Valley for, you know, getting in the end zone.
Big play there for Downingtown West. 1st down, 18. Hands off to Lewis, and he's got a nice gain. Picks up about 4 yards. Make it a very manageable 2nd and 6.
As we're winding down on 2.5 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. Seemed like this is a little longer game, maybe because of the penalties and the turnovers. Seemed like it, by the way the score is, you would think it was a quicker game than what it is. But it's always great to watch some good Saturday night football.
2nd and 6. And the handoff is to Lewis again up the middle. And he spins and gets closer to a 1st down, making a very manageable 3rd down. Tariq has that ability to make people miss inside with the way he twists and turns his body.
Yes, great speed. Can make that very accessible for a running back to come out of the backfield, hit with a little juke, maybe go to the side, maybe throw a little stiff arm, and then use that speed to break away.
And it's a handoff to Lewis, and he easily gets into the end zone. That's his 5th touchdown.
Wow.
Wow, that was like walking in from the 7. As the offensive line just totally annihilated Great Valley on that play, making the score 41-14 as Downingtown West is taking control of this football game here in the 3rd quarter after a horrible start to it. Dan Burns with his 7th extra point attempt, and it is good. 42-14, Downingtown West.
Even though it's still the 3rd quarter, I think that we can call that Tariq Lewis will be our player of the game for tonight, as he has mustered up 5 touchdowns already, and it's just the 3rd quarter. I won't be surprised if I don't see him come in for the 4th quarter tonight and take a well-rested break for the 4th quarter.
Nah, I agree. Are you in the market for a new home or have a house to sell? Contact Kim Moralia, Real Estate with Kim Passion. As a lifelong resident of the area, her expertise is focused in Chester, Montgomery, and Delaware counties. For 15 years, Kim's passion for helping her clients reach their goals always shines through. Whether you are buying, selling, or selling your home, Kim is an award-winning realtor with Coldwell Banker Preferred in Exton. Check out our website at kimsellsthesuburbs.com or call 484-368-9450. We're back here. It's 42-14, 1 minute, 31 seconds to go. Dan Burns kicking off. He's had a lot of practice kicking off tonight as they've just scored their 7th touchdown, or 6th touchdown. And it's kicked off. Number 33 showing some spunk there. Getting it up to the 42-yard line or 43. Or Great Valley will get the ball.
I think one more touchdown will iterate the mercy rule for tonight's game.
That's 35, 35 and 41, yes. One more will give us the mercy roll. Let's see if offensively they can muster something different here. They can't keep running the same plays.
Wow.
And I just don't think they have any other weapons to give the ball to other than Christopher or Josh Burgess, and that's been their problem tonight, along with not a strong offensive line by any means.
Yeah, and you can tell by the body language that it seems like Great Valley has kind of given up on the field before the game's even over. If they show a lot of fight, earlier in the year we saw Academy Park versus Unionville, and that was a defense that showed a lot of fight, and even though Unionville ended up losing, I'm sure that helped them in the weeks to come. We want to see that with Great Valley tonight.
And there's a handoff to Christopher. Or was that Josh Burgess?
It was Christopher.
It was Christopher. And
Christopher.
It was a hard run, but again, there's not much room to run. He's not a real big back, and he's not a break tackle kind of guy. He looks like he's quick to hit the hole.
Yes.
And he's had some good games this year, but obviously with a team like West, the offensive line's not been able to give him those holes to get through.
Right.
3rd and 8. Getting a short passing down here. He's back. Looking, throwing, and he's got a guy. There you go. First down.
And that was a great catch in a well-designed play. Number 22, Sean Pelisson, he was running. He was closing in on Jake Prevost and almost getting a sack, but Prevost stayed in there, held his ground, found his open receiver, and now they're moving the chains for a first down. Maybe that can just give him some life for this drive.
Yeah, I'm surprised they were able to find somebody. There was a strong rush there, but he was able to get it off and found somebody open. And Great Valley does have the ball in West territory. 1st and 10. Looks like a mix-up here. It's back to pass. Prevost got time. He's going to run the football. And he's going to go down. He's real good at sliding. Gets successful yardage down to the 37.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
That is the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Downingtown West Whippets 42. Great Valley Patriots 14. 3CTV Live. The Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com is produced by 3CTVLive.com. If their live event going on in Chester County, 3CT Live will take you there. Also, like us on Facebook at 3CTV Live or follow us on Instagram at 3CTV Live. Also, follow us on Twitter at Chesmont Football. All right, Pete, so 42-14, we got 1 quarter to go.
Yeah, if I don't see Great Valley scoring on this drive here, Downingtown West has a very likely chance of scoring, and which will, iterate, like we said before in the 3rd quarter, the mercy rule, which as a football fan, we don't always like to see. We like to see competitive games, close games. We like to have, things to talk about with the action on the field. And hopefully we can, see that in our broadcast in weeks to come.
Yes, we have a lot of good games coming up in the season, starting with next week when Coach Phil visits a much improved Westchester Ruston team at their facility. It should be a fun game to watch, and we're looking forward to it. All right, Great Valley with the ball, the 37, trying to hand off to Christopher. And that's going to make it 3rd down. He gets pretty much nowhere again.
Yeah, I don't think if it mattered if the running back or the quarterback had the ball in that play. It was either going to be a tackle for a loss or a sack in the backfield.
All right, good job by Christopher getting back to the line of scrimmage.
The Downingtown West defenders were in the backfield before the play even really created itself.
Again, timeout by the referees as they all get together.
Is it another clock issue?
Things seem to be resolved. Not too sure what it was. The referees seem to like talking to each other. All right, 3rd and 5. Prevost throws. It's complete, and he breaks a tackle and has a first down.
And that's a new number for tonight, number 22, Gavin Frankenheimer. We called his name in the first quarter,
yes,
but we haven't called his name since. So that was a good pickup, a nice throw. Let's see if he can get worked into the plays a little bit more.
So Gavin did a good job of breaking the tackle there, which got him the first down. So we get the ball at the 32-yard line. Or make it the 28-yard line. First down, Great Valley. So trying to get in the end zone here. Prevost, and it's caught again. This time it's O'Donnell. Brendan O'Donnell with the completion.
Tackled on the outside by Marcus Gaynor, number 30.
Yeah, the Gaynors brothers have done a good job tonight. Great Valley seems to have a little bit rhythm going in the passing game here. Again, they've been successful tonight offensively with the short passing game. It's been their good thing for the night that they've been able to do.
Right. That plus the turnovers.
Right, 2nd and 5. Prevost is back. He's going to try to run the ball. And he gets a couple yards as he's tackled by number 44, Brad Pasek, who we've heard his name tonight. It's now 3rd down.
It's kind of weird that, the team that's leading with takeaways isn't the team that's leading the football game. Usually we see the team that has the most takeaways in the game has a good, fit or feel for what the other team likes to run. And,
Yeah, the mercy roll should have been like in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah.
We still haven't even hit it because of the turnovers here. All right, so it's 3rd and 6. They do call timeout here as their clock was running down.
Looks like Great Valley's first time out of the second half.
Yes.
How about we have a commercial by Sunoco Pipeline?
Would you rather have this, or this? Underground pipelines safely moving America's energy. We are Sunoco Pipeline.
We're
Would
back.
you rather?
9 minutes, 45 seconds to go. 3rd and 6 for Great Valley. They're at the 23-yard line of Downingtown West. Big 3rd down here as they try to get in the end zone here. Prevost is back. Big rush with Brendan O'Donnell. And he's going to be short.
I wonder how many plays Great Valley actually has in their playbook.
Tell you one thing Prevost does well is get rid of the football in a hurry.
Yes.
He has his hot receivers to go to.
Yes, we've only seen him being sacked twice tonight. A lot of pressure has been in his face, but he stood there, he stood his ground, and he's found his open receiver, whether it be an incomplete or a completed pass. Not a lot of sacks on Prevost tonight. See if they can convert this 4th down.
Oh,
wow.
Prevost had a perfect pass there, Pete, and it was dropped.
Yeah, that should have been a touchdown, completed for a touchdown.
Threw a beauty, and it just went right through Josh Burgess's hand, unfortunately.
And you know what? For the offensive side of the ball, that's just how it's been for Great Valley tonight. That play right there sums it up, how the offense has been running. Even when they get turnovers, it's been quick 3 and outs where they've had to punt it, and things just aren't working for them on the offensive side of the ball tonight. But tip their hat to their defense for coming away with turnovers and trying to keep the game a little bit closer. It's just that Downingtown West seemed to run away with the game as we're left with 9 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
Under center, he backs off into the shotgun. Austin and Lewis, he fakes, turns, is going to be a screen. And boy, I'll tell you what, that was smelled out. Number 7 smelled that out. Cullen McDaniel. And I tell you what, he almost could have caught that ball and ran in the end zone if it was thrown up higher.
Yes.
It wasn't a badly designed play, but the play was to go to Lewis, and McDaniel was all over him.
Going into this week here, what do you think Great Valley and their coaches will go over the most and reiterate for their offense or their defense to do better?
Well, I just think that they got to keep on working on their line play. And there's a big game by Tariq Lewis, and he keeps on going, and it was all the way up to the 50-yard line. Tariq, what a great game by Lewis as he gets to the 48.
Yeah, he has to have well over 100 yards plus 5 touchdowns. I mean, that's just a great week for him.
Yeah, he's a fun player to watch, Pete. He just runs so fluidly and with such ease, and he makes it look easy.
Yeah, the speedy ones are always my favorite to watch. Remember Reggie Bush back in the USC days? He was, growing up, one of those speedy running backs who just made magic on the field.
And there's Austin.
And on to number 7, Austin.
Austin's just somebody to get beat up on. He doesn't look like he's much of a running back, to be honest with you.
He's their bruiser.
He's their bruiser. He does not have any running back skills, in my opinion. But he does provide, like you said, a respite and also, making the players play honest, guide down on the field. And he appears to be hurt.
It's number 54.
Yeah, let's see if we have his number here.
Graham Muscala.
Graham Muscala, yeah. He apparently has hurt his knee here.
Hopefully he's okay, and after a couple minutes he can walk off of the field. But he does look like he's in pain.
With this injury, I want to remind people that the games on ChesmontFootball.com are archived and can be watched on ChesmontFootball.com. You can watch any game you like, including this one. If you didn't have time to watch the game live, you can archive it and go right on the site, and you'll prompt you right to any game you want, including this one. And it's a great way to watch the game at your leisure. So remember, ChesmontFootball.com.
And that's just one of those things that makes us great. I mean, right after the game, as soon as the whistle, or as soon as we close out, wrap up for the, Friday night or Saturday night game, you can go back and watch the game right there. So if you were at work and you wanted to see your nephew play and he was Tariq Lewis and he got 5 touchdowns and you couldn't see it all, you can go right back on as soon as you get off work and watch the archive game, and that's just the beauty of it.
Absolutely, and I've had friends who I've told about watching games on Chesmont who have never heard me broadcast a game, and we were able to go back and see me broadcast, and they thought it was cool to hear me. Certainly proof that I do these games, and it's a great thing to have.
And it's also great that we see Graham Muscala
walk off the field.
Yeah, able to walk off the field.
He definitely hurt his knee, but he is able to walk off, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
It probably got banged up pretty bad.
No matter what the score is, you always want to clap it up for the efforts that these kids play or give on a nightly basis, going out to practice all summer and playing in the fall. No matter what their record is, just always give it up for their efforts.
2nd and 8. Howard back. Throws, it's caught by Burns, and he's got about 5 yards, making a manageable 3rd and 3.
Kind of surprised that Downingtown West is still passing here.
Well, they're throwing short plays, but ball control. They're still trying to work things in, work plays. They have a tough schedule coming up as they hit Coatesville on October 5th. and they will be on the road for that game.
And that's always a tough place to play in Coatesville.
Yeah. Lewis again, the play that's worked all evening as Lewis hands off to Burns, and he's going to get all the way down to the 19-yard line, as that play has really killed Great Valley tonight.
And he picked up some really good blocks from number 4, Ryan Wetzel. When Burns got into the outside, Ryan picked up 2 good blocks, 2 key blocks to get more yardage gain for Burns. And as they get into the red zone once again.
I'll tell you, watching film, the Coatesvilles and Downingtown East of the world better be watching that play and learning how to stop it.
Yes.
We have a timeout on the field here. Great Valley calls their second timeout.
I don't know if they had enough men on the field, so they called a timeout there. Rather call a timeout than get penalized to get, Downingtown West closer to the end zone, which they seem like they've been in for the most of the night. It's either been a touchdown or a turnover. It's the name of the game for Downingtown West tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember, next week we'll be in Westchester, Ruston. The Golden Knights will face the Coatesville Red Raiders in a clash. It should be a good one, as Ruston has a 3-1 record this year, and hopefully we'll give Coatesville a good game. The very highly powerful Coatesville Red Raiders. As they come back on the field here after the timeout, 7:53 to go. Howard in the shotgun. Lewis, and Howard drops the ball.
Another fumble.
And it's recovered by 7, Austin. It's good to have all those running backs in the backfield to pick up the mess that Downingtown West has tonight. Has been their big Achilles heel tonight. It's hard to say, 42-14 to be negative about something, but I'm sure Coach Milano is going to address that after the game, because something they're going to have to definitely clean up against the better teams in Chesmont.
Yeah, the great coaches are never satisfied because they know that the bigger picture is down the road.
2nd and 12. Howard is going to throw out the middle. Oh, Dan, he's wide open for a touchdown. Dan Burns wide open for 6.
And another flag on the play. I wonder what this would be here.
Is that flag incoming after the play, Pete?
Yeah, I think the touchdown will stand, which will be Dan Burns' 2nd of the night. But see what the flag is here.
I think it's against Great Valley because it's pointing. Yeah, but he's definitely against Great Valley because.
If it's an unsportsmanlike, that's a 3rd on Great Valley tonight. No, it looks like it's on Downingtown West. It was actually on Great Valley, which will be assessed on the kickoff.
Right.
I missed what the call was there. I'm sorry.
That was a 19-yard play.
19-yard touchdown pass there, Pete, for Burns' first touchdown of the game. He's been very active tonight, a lot of catches. And there's his 7th extra point. It is good. And the score with 7 minutes, 2 seconds to go as the mercy rule will start, 49-14. The clock will continue to run except for, obviously, timeouts or injury or change of possession. So it's 49-14. A game which Great Valley, after they were able to close it to 21-14 early in the 3rd quarter, the game was unfortunately completely got away from them as they were unable to stop Downingtown West on any drive. They committed 1 turnover, which cost them 7, and that kind of opened the floodgate.
Yeah, it really did. I don't know. Great Valley just has to go back and just critique some things. If they have heart, if they have confidence, they'll come back next Friday. They'll, go over their mistakes. And even if they don't come out with a W, they'll make it a closer game. It's never fun to look back and know that you got the mercy rule on you. But yeah, it's been a bunch of penalties, a bunch of turnovers, kind of a sloppy game tonight. We expected a blowout on some level, but kind of sloppy game tonight as another flag is drawn on the kickoff, which will go against Downingtown West.
Okay, so we have 7:02. Great Valley will get the ball. The referees look totally confused tonight. A lot of conferences. Trying to decide where the ball's going to go. Penalty against Downingtown West. I believe it's going to be set. At the 20-yard line, so we're going to have 1st and 10 from there. Brevos in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff. He's going to throw. He's going deep, and it's caught. And it's a big gain down the sideline.
They're going to call clipping. I seen that on the sideline. I don't think that. I think it was O'Donnell should have went for that block there. But yeah, they're going to call clipping on that play. A block in the back. Yes.
Yes. As Josh Burgess have his biggest play of the night as far as yardage. Of course, he caught a touchdown pass also. But it's going to come back. We're a block in the back. Shame, they made a really nice play, and it's going to be all negated on the penalty. Okay, well, I mean, it's going to be negated from the fact that they still get the ball at the 49, so it's a still nice game. 1st and 10. He hands it off to Christopher, who has his best run of the night.
Yeah, we finally get to see that breakaway speed a little bit there.
Yes, it's the first time he's had any room to run.
Yeah.
Going to be a 1st down at the 42-yard line.
And I wonder if Downingtown West has started to put some of their bench players or JV players into the game at this point. I don't see players out there such as Max Hill or Alex Rosano in the defensive backfield.
And the handoff.
And that was a good tackle by number 57. We haven't called his name all night, and that is Mike Hammond, defensive tackle on Downingtown West Whippets.
Christopher on the carry, gets down to the 40. 2nd down. He's going to throw. It's caught.
Seemed like he started going backwards.
Yeah,
number 29 there.
Very strange.
This is Will Collins. It was a good catch.
Looked like Will has never caught a ball in his life. Didn't know what to do with it when he caught it. Went backwards. Didn't look very athletic on that play.
Yeah, even getting out of bounds, it doesn't stop the clock at this point. So
correct.
Their best option is to try to work it down and get into the end zone and just try to get some points on the board.
Right. This is the time where you need to work on things. It's not about winning the game. It's just about getting better and learning different things that might work for you. Good fake by Prevost, and he's going to throw, and he's got him. Beautiful touchdown. Nice throw, nice catch It's
Brendan O'Donnell.
Yes, Brendan O'Donnell with a
Nice
touchdown. And it's 49-20 as Prevost went back and found O'Donnell wide open for a touchdown. I'll tell you one guy that has impressed me tonight for Great Valley is their quarterback, Jake Prevost, who's had a pretty good game under difficult circumstances, as he has a quick release and throws a pretty good tight spiral.
Yeah, over the first 4 weeks, it seems as though his stats have been pretty well balanced with yardage and touchdowns, even though it's been a difficult, beginning of the year as far as the record. Jake has been playing very well.
And for some reason here, they've called timeout on the extra point.
I know.
You don't see that often.
I wanted to see the young lady, Sarah Merriweather, kick another field goal in. It's always great to see, girls coming out and playing football and being part of what they call a man's sport to show that, hey, it's not always about the guys, that, we can play too.
Sarah Merriweather will kick the extra point here to get the score within 28. Does that take away the mercy rule? Is that the way it works?
I don't think so. I was actually going to ask you the same question.
I'm not sure.
If they score, would a mercy rule be taken away? But maybe once the mercy rule gets put into place, that it's just there for the rest of the game.
Right. It's pretty hard to come back from 35 down. And Sarah kicks it through, and it's now 49-21. Downingtown West leading Great Valley. As we have 4 minutes to go in the game, we've determined our star of the game is Tariq Lewis. He has had an outstanding game. Of course, Dan Burns, of course, his sidekick. Those two are really a great 1-2 punch for Downingtown West.
Yeah, and one of the things that, will be a good question for Mike Milano is that, we know that Tariq Lewis and Dan Burns are your skilled players behind their leader, Will Howard. But as we've seen tonight, they got other key players into, more plays. And is that because you want to use those players down the line? You want to get those players ready for teams that may not be as good as, your Downingtown East, your Coatesvilles, your Rustons, and other teams that have, good records that you may see down the line?
All right, they're going to get ready for a kickoff here. Fair catch here.
See if Downingtown West has just run the clock out with 4:22 to go in the fourth.
Jackson Lundberg.
I don't see him coming out and really calling any pass plays. It looks like their second squad is in, as Tariq, Burns, and Howard have called it a night. And number 12, Harrison Amay, their second-string quarterback, is 6'2", 180, has come into the game. He's a junior, so this is good for him to get some reps here.
I'm sure they'll be handing it off, and they do. And it's a successful run there. I believe that was Ryan Wetzel on the carry. Actually, it was number 24, Andrew Bradley, on the carry. Andrew picks up 4 yards and gives it second down and 6 at the 39-yard line. Amai under center, hands it off. Again to number 24, Andrew Bradley, as he battles and gets a yard. Clock continues to run as we're around the 3-minute mark.
And we just want to give a reminder that the game tonight has been brought to you by Sunoco Pipeline and also 3C TV Live. The Chesmont Game of the Week on ChesmontFootball.com is produced by 3C TV Live. If there's a live event going on in Chester County, 3C TV Live will take you there.
give again to number 24, Andrew Bradley. And that's going to make it 4th down, I believe, and 1.
And it's good to see that the Great Valley fans are still majority in attendance tonight to show their school spirit and their school's pride for their team, to, you know, cheer them on and congratulate their efforts, even though it's been a pretty lopsided game. Still, you know, congratulate their efforts, and you never know what next week will have in store.
And they do a quarterback sneak here to get the 1st down. And that should about do it, Pete, here, as the clock's going to run down with the mercy rule still in effect.
Yeah, I see them snapping about maybe 2 more plays, and then it'll go under a minute, and both teams will probably line up to show their good sportsmanship, and Downingtown West will go back home with a W with a 5-0 record to match up against, you know, their close rivals, Coachville and Downingtown East. It'll be a very fun season.
We look forward to seeing them in 2 weeks as they will face the Coatesville Red Raiders on October 5th down in Coatesville. That should be a dandy. Probably 2 undefeated teams matching up against each other in that game.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to go out there with an L in their column. And I know both teams will fight hard for that not to occur to them.
Yeah,
but
fireworks galore in that game with all the talented players on both teams.
Yep, we have speed on both sides of the ball and a nice sound defense. Coach Ortega being a defensive coach and Mike Milano being a offensive guru with the formations that he draws up. So that'll be a fun, like you said, a dandy right there.
Yeah, I see a really high-scoring game there. There's running down the clock as we are just about at the end here. Sets down, and that should do it.
Yeah, that should do it.
And the final score, Downingtown West Whippets 49, Great Valley Patriots 21. A game that, believe it or not, was not even this close, except for 4 turnovers by Downingtown West that kept Great Valley at least in the game to really only the beginning of the 3rd quarter. And then after Great Valley did score on the muff by Will Howard in the end zone, as he tried to throw the ball and it just fell out of his hand to make it 21-14. It was all Downingtown West.
And the funny thing is, Downingtown, even though they turned the ball over 4 times, they probably could have turned the ball over 7 times. That's how sloppy they were with the ball tonight. So I know that Coach Mike Milano will go into this week looking at film and just reiterating to his players that we have to have better possession and control of the ball. We got away with, you know, a few turnovers tonight and not taking care of the ball the best, and still being able to score and have a lopsided, you know, score of 49-21, but that won't work for the rest of the season. So it's his job, it's his duty to get on his players about ball possession, time of possession, and everything of the like.
We're going to be going down shortly to the field for Alan Foster for our wrap-up until he'll talk to Coach Milano. Just a reminder again, next week we'll be in Westchester Ruston to face who will face Coatesville in our game of the week, Friday, September 28th. If you hadn't heard yesterday, the scores, Coatesville did beat Henderson 55-14. Ruston beat Penwood 43-28. Downingtown East beat Bishop Sanahan 41-4. And the Kennett Square shocked Sun Valley 26-14. And Avon Grove played today, and they beat Westchester East 34-14. So some interesting games yesterday and today, and we look forward to next week's game. Again, Downingtown West we will see them in 2 weeks as they will face Coatesville in Coatesville for a very big game. And that we're all looking forward to that game in a couple weeks. First we got Ruston, and they're a really good team also, so it'll be
good for us. Coach said it. What I'm impressed with you guys is, I think you know.
Be going down there very shortly.
I just want to give a reminder to all those Eagles fans that tomorrow, that Indianapolis.
Good win.
Coach Lowe, guys, we were sloppy, right? That stuff can get fixed, but we never lost our focus and we never lost our heart, right? We kept fighting all the way through. Some things didn't go our way. We didn't hang our heads. We stuck with it. That's what winning football teams do, guys.
Coach Hess.
Nice, number 5, right? How many wins you had last year? Are we done? No, we got a long way to go. Long way to go. All right, let's clean up all that sloppy stuff, all right?
Coach coming in.
Hey, congrats on the win. Okay, I'm proud of you. Going through some things, took care of business in the end. Quick turnaround for a serious payback week. Okay, so everybody's got to be on board, ready to go.
Coach Mack.
Hey guys, 5-0. Way to be resilient after mistakes tonight. You guys did a good job keeping your heads up. Let's play hard this week and get better, all right?
5-0. Get ready to work on tackling against Davenport. 2-0 division. Good job. Congratulations. Everybody's already said it. You know we got work to do. So let's just get to work and do what we do.
Hey, who's the enemy? It's us, right? We're the enemy. Roll it. It's all up. Hey, good? Fine! Yeah, there you go.
How you doing, Coach? Good to see you.
Okay, we're back here. Alan Foster will be giving you the end recap with the coach, Mike Milano, very shortly. Pete Foster with me as we wait the end of the game here. Coach still talking to his players.
Coach, congratulations on your win tonight.
Thank
Looks
you.
like number 15 was one of your main men.
I don't even know who number 15 is. Yeah, he can
Lewis,
play. Tyree
yes,
can play a little bit.
Lewis.
Don't throw numbers at me now.
I hear you, Coach. I hear you. So how do you think you're going to match up between Downingtown and, with Coatesville?
I have no idea. I haven't looked at them yet. That's a couple weeks away. We're going one step at a time. We're fortunate to win tonight. The game we played, I think, very, very poorly. We made some plays, but turnovers, drop balls, mistakes, fumbled snaps, missed tackles. You heard us talking about tackling on defense.
Right.
We got a long way to go. I got Avon Grove next week, and that'll be next on our agenda.
Well, what did you tell your guys during the second half? Because you came out, you were a little sloppy the first half, but it seems like you guys got it together the second half.
We fumbled the opening kickoff of the second half, so I know what game you're watching.
Well, no, I was watching.
We talked about getting the ball and starting it with a drive, and we fumbled the opening kickoff and put them in position down here.
Yeah, but it seems you guys got together then.
Well, with no knock, no disrespect, we got a better football team than Great Valley does.
Right.
And they had a great scheme, and they played well, and we were fortunate to win. We just had some better players who made some plays, but it wasn't because we played well, I'll tell you that. I feel like I didn't prepare them properly, personally, but it is what it is.
What are you going to tell them for next week, Coach?
I'm going to tell them we got our butts kicked down at Avon Grove last year, and you heard them talking about it's a payback game, so we got to get after it a little bit, be physical, and get ourselves ready for a stretch run here in the Chesmont League.
Well, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
You have an undefeated season right now so far. So
we're 5-0. We've played 5 and won 5, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But we got to play better if that's going to continue.
Well, it looks like, every week you get a little bit better. Sometimes you look on your mistakes.
We took a step back. We took a step back this week. We got better each and every week for 4 weeks, and we took a step back tonight, and we're fortunate to come out with a win.
All right. Well, Coach, listen, thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on your win.
Thank you very much.
All right, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to end it tonight. This is Carl Rudman with Pete Foster. See you next week in Westchester Ruston. Remember to watch archive. on ChesmontFootball.com. Have a good evening.